c'est ça maman?
You just got wrecked.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Friday. That's right. It's the weekend. We made it. Congratulations. Welcome back to the channel. Pleasure to have you here. Having a look at what is going on. Well, Bitcoin is up another 2.71%. So let's be honest, this week was way more exciting than last week. Last week was just boring. We were waiting for Bitcoin to make a move. Well, as of September 1st, we've had a pretty incredible pump. So it's been exciting, but currently Bitcoin, as you can see, is experiencing some major resistance, not just on the lower time frames, but on the macro time frames as well. So we definitely have some big resistance to get over. Are we going to be able to break through it? Well, I do want to talk about that today, but there is something super interesting, and I'm not just talking about the fact that a Bitcoin whale moved over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin to an undisclosed wallet. Yes, what's going on with this? We're going to talk about that, but also, we have a Bitcoin fractal pattern. Yes, a fractal. And the last time this happened, Bitcoin pumped 30%. And currently, we are in the exact same pattern. So I am more than excited to talk about that today. If that sounds good to you, well, you know what to do. Also, if it's your first time checking out the Crypto Zombie channel and you're not subscribed, well, we've been absolutely killing it, so you're definitely missing out. So let's dive in. Let's have a look. Also, friendly reminder, if you are new to the channel, we do a Ledger Nano S giveaway every Monday. All you got to do is drop a comment on literally any video throughout the course of the week, and you are eligible. Now, noticing Bitcoin dominance up to 71.2% over on CoinMarketCap, pushing even higher. You can see right here, we're at an absolutely full candle at about 73.38%. So Bitcoin is still leading the way at $10,858. Now, if we switch it to the Bitcoin comparative, you're noticing a lot of the altcoins are still in the red. They are not able to keep up with Bitcoin. We do have some up today, though. XMAX is up 42%. Wow, that's pretty incredible. Actually, switching that back to the dollar, $4.2 million. Okay, that's got some all right volume. We have Augur up 32%. Nexo, Komodo, Factum, Algorand, Dragon Coins with $34,000. Crypto.com, Binance did have some news that came out. Bytecoin still, and Cosmos as well. So, having a look at Masari, we are a little bit low. It is the weekend, but it is Friday, so, I was hoping to see a little bit more volume. Under $1 billion is a little bit low. Currently, you're seeing some sells across the board, neutral, but like I said, we are at a key resistance that I want to get into in just a second. But if we are able to smash this, well, it could be a pretty exciting weekend, let's just say that. You do have the longs pulling ahead at about 51.96%. So I do want to speak about the real simple things to look at. We are above the EMA ribbon on the daily, but here's the resistance right here. So you can see this is basically the downwards trend, and as soon as we touched it, we literally instantly wicked back, and that was about $10,884, right? So we don't have a lot more time to spend left in this wedge. It pretty much looks like it wants to break out by September 15th. Otherwise, we may head back into this danger zone where we had that, well, people are saying it might have been a bear trap, right? Now, moving on, having a look, just a different chart, same thing that we're looking at, but you can see we are hoping to be supported by this $10,182 level. Interestingly enough, on the CME futures, we actually did break out totally on the daily, and we're still technically sitting just outside of the resistance. So this is over on the futures, though. Very different charts, as you guys know. Obviously, futures, is closed on different times. They don't trade on the weekends, so it is difficult to compare those charts, but I do like to look at them moving forward. But let's just look short term to start. This is where we were. Well, we basically had this consolidation, and we broke out right in the beginning of September. We had this massive pump. We've put in a nice support around the $10,430 level. We started to consolidate again. Yesterday's video, if you guys just want to check, I said Bitcoin winding up for next big move. Well, if we come over here, Bitcoin clearly had a move. We're up 5% at one point. I think a little bit over that. And currently, I am looking at this $10,660 level to hold as support, okay? But here's the thing. what are we looking at right now? Well, if you look over here, yes, it was a bit of a pennant, but you could say that potentially we could be forming a bit of a flag, right? Now, is this a bull flag? Well, usually on all of the traditional charts, you'll notice that the flag tends to go downwards. This flag is going upwards, so does this mean it's a bear flag? Not necessarily, guys. I mean, don't forget, if we zoom out, we are in pretty much a massive uptrend, right here. So what would this measured move be? Now, I'm just going to do this hypothetically. If we were to take the flagpole and have a look, well, you'd be looking at, and let's assume we break out right now, which I don't think we're going to, but if we do, that would essentially bring us up to about a $12,000 Bitcoin. Now, why might we be breaking out? Why should we break out? Why don't we break to the downside? Well, I do want to show you something very interesting, but before I get into it, let me show you this massive basically trend line that we started ever since we pumped up basically on April 1st. It has supported us all the way. Currently right here, we fell below for that bear trap, right? But look, now it is providing that resistance. So the support has flipped resistance. This is a major resistance considering that it has been holding us up for months on end. And I think that this is what we're really going to need to break. And if we do break above this and hold above it, well, we could be looking for an explosive move. Now, how much of a move, right? What could we be looking for? Well, I already told you we could short-term move to about $12,000 if we break to the upside, okay? That's a big if, but this is essentially the fractal pattern that we need to look at, and we need to talk about this because this is absolutely incredible, the similarities, okay? So the first thing that you notice right here is basically I have a lot of different moving averages, but we're using the 20 just for this example on the 4-hour because it plays in so perfectly. Now look, you can see right back here on June 20th, we started to have this pump, and that was basically as soon as we were gliding along the moving average, right? We came up here and we started to consolidate, and as soon as we touched that moving average again, we literally skyrocketed, and I'll show you exactly how much right here. It wasn't exactly 30%. It was a little bit less. It was 27.84%. I know that was a little bit difficult to see with the numbers in the way, right? But look, we're doing the exact same thing right here. We had this pump, we had this pump. We're having the consolidation, we're having the consolidation. And as soon as we touched the 20 again, we started to pump. Now, granted, we are being held down by a lot bigger resistance this time. The question is, are we looking to put in another potential 30%, move here? Because if we did, well, that would bring us relatively basically to about the same levels. But if that's not enough, here's the other thing that gets even crazier. You're seeing this support that we've had down here on the RSI roughly at around 61.5. And the last time we had this pump, we were sitting at the exact same level, just around 70. So if that's not crazy coincidences, I don't know what is. So do you think that we will have a similar situation? I mean, look, we literally hugged the moving average right here. We had the consolidation and we're starting to pump. Now, like I said, we do have this massive resistance that's holding us back, but I think if we get above this and we do copy what we emulated back here, looking at the RSI, looking at the consolidation, looking at the moving average, I mean, this is basically painting a perfect storm for a massive explosive move. Now, for all I know, I could put this video out and the whales could dump on us, but guys, you can't deny what we are looking at moving forward. And also don't forget, we are finally holding above the 50, which we've been struggling for quite some time to break out of this region. In fact, we were stuck there for basically 3 weeks. We finally got above it. And the only reason that I have this 200 down here is just to show you, I know there are some bears out there, right? $7,734 looking at the 200-day moving average. If you think we need to go that low, but I mean, come on, guys. Currently, the trend is your friend, so why be a bear if we don't need to be a bear right now, right? And I just want to remind you that Bakkt is closer than ever, and the whales might consolidate. We might play around in this area a little bit more, but, short term, I don't see us going below the 21 exponential moving average, which is still sitting at $9,150. But having a look at what Josh Rager said, by the way, I want to get Josh on the channel. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, we're always talking about his analysis. I think it'd be great to just get him on the channel and have him just, discuss live what's going on. But essentially, Anyway, he says this current structure reminds me of 2015 to 2016 when Bitcoin did a 2.5x from the bottom, followed by 6 months of sideways, then out of nowhere, and almost 2x in price as Bitcoin slowly trended up to new highs. One thing is for sure, I don't want to see that 9K support broke. And like I said, that is around the 21 exponential moving average. Now, I know, what about the altcoins? Well, guys, it's basically the same thing. The altcoins, we fell below our, trajectory. We're having this downward sort of negative parabolic trend. And the reason that I put this green line right here is because this green line represents when Binance is closing its doors to US citizens. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I am not doing anything with the altcoins until I see what effects that has on the market, because Binance being such a major trading platform, right, for the altcoins, well, I'm curious to see what that does. So I'm not doing anything with the altcoins at least before September 12th. That's just what I'm doing. Maybe you're doing something different. So getting back to Bitcoin, here is the thing. So we have the search term right here, BTC, literally absolutely exploding right now. You can see it's putting in a solid 100 over here on Google search terms. Basically, to break that down for you, you can see we don't really go any higher than essentially like a 2, okay, or a 3 over here. So what does this mean? Well, look, if we compare this to just Bitcoin, just regular Bitcoin as a search term, you'll notice that it is nowhere near Bitcoin. Bitcoin's trending at about, down around a 5 compared to where it's been, from the all-time high. So what is going on? Well, you can see over here that some analysts, for example, over at Arcane Crypto, they think that there's several, now stick with me because I think we found out the real reason, but I just want to let you know what they were saying. They think that these results are strange. It doesn't make sense. It's uncorrelated. In the past, search history has followed the price movement, but, outside of what? The 5% pump we're having, not really much is going on. Also, they say that it might be manipulation, right? I'm not too sure about that. So Glenn Goodman, he's a UK-based financial investor. He says that someone is trying to game the trading algorithms. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but some of these trading algorithms, the bots and stuff, they do look at sentiment. They look at keywords. They look at metrics. They don't just look at charts. So they say there's algorithms programmed to look at Google Trends, and they're saying that maybe they're trying to pump the price or something like that. If they detect patterns, it may be profitable. But here is likely what the situation is, okay? This right here, okay? This is in the Bahamas, and this is a sign, BTC pay every day. By the way, I took this picture when I went to the Bahamas. So what is this? Well, basically, we have Hurricane Dorian, which is currently, as you guys know, wreaking havoc across the Bahamas. It started to move its way over to the Americas as well. By the way, if any of you are in the path of that, please be safe out there. Obviously, crypto takes second to, your safety. So I do want to just say, I hope you guys are safe out there. Hurricanes can be pretty crazy. But so they say Bitcoin is not the only ticker symbol for, something that BTC is all. But this may actually be the culprit. Yes, right here, you could see BTC every day. By the way, I took this picture. We're going to get into this in just a second, but you can see basically you have Hurricane Dorian, which is currently wreaking havoc across the Bahamas, rapidly intensifying to a Category 4 hurricane by August 31st and Category 5 by September 1st. So by the way, if anyone out there is experiencing the hurricane right now, please be safe. Obviously, crypto is important, but not as important as your safety. So please just be safe out there, guys. Just wanted to say that. But you can see that BTC is not only the ticker for Bitcoin, but also the name of major telecommunications company BTC, right? So they're saying right now, as the storm continues to devastate the islands, local media has reported extensively on the loss of telecom networks, notably BTC, and the difficulties that the hurricane victims are facing without mobile services. So it looks like this might actually be what they are searching. By the way, guys, I actually was there. I did take a picture. This is me. This is when I went to the Bahamas. So you can see right there, BTC every day. Anyway, guys, so that's basically what we think that mystery is. But I want to talk about what Cantor Clark said. He said almost the highest OI that we have had all year. I tell you what, the area is either going to be one hell of a base or one hell of a trap. Now, what does OI stand for? Well, it stands for open interest. So open interest refers to the total number of outstanding derivatives contracts that have not been settled. For each buyer of a futures contract, there must be a seller. From the time the buyer or seller opens the contract until the counterparty closes it, that contract is considered open. And with altcoins getting absolutely hammered, it's not surprising to see that a lot of people are turning to futures trading, derivatives trading, margin trading. In fact, you could see Binance acquired Jex over here, and this is a platform that's basically designed entirely for futures trading. Not to mention, by the way, that the Jex token has pumped, I just wanted to point this out, just side note, has pumped 614% in just the past 30 days, 371% in just the past 7 days alone. So I do think there were some insiders loading up, but people are definitely speculating on this. But it's interesting how you are seeing Binance moving to all this different margin trading, futures trading, right? Kraken and Huobi and all these other guys, right? Well, this is obviously the situation moving forward. The altcoins are simply not the place to be putting your money right now, unless you just have a long-term vision and you're just a dollar cost averaging and accumulating and waiting for the massive blast off. But the reality is, in the meantime, you could be making so much more profit just trading Bitcoin. And then when we finally have that altcoin boom, a lot of people are speculating it's going to happen when the all-time high gets matched for Bitcoin. Well, then we'll start speculating, and then we will become more, altcoin savvy, right? But that being said, guys, if you have not checked out ByBit yet, I do have a tutorial above and a link below. And as you guys know, they are doing a promotion. If you deposit 0.1 BTC, you get $60. And if you deposit 0.2, you get 110, but you do have to use the links below. So just wanted to let you guys know that moving forward. But we had over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin moved by a whale to some anonymous addresses. That's 94,504 Bitcoin. Now, as Max Kaiser said, what do you think this is? Why do you think we're seeing this massive amount of Bitcoin moving? Well, he speculates institutions building inventory for their market-making needs going forward. This equals effective put on the BTC price at $9,000. A lot of people have been looking at that $9,000 level, 21 exponential moving average, right? He says institutions are net buyers of any BTC that shows up at 9K. Risk reward now for buyers is excellent. So maybe it's Bakkt, right? Could be Bakkt getting ready. I mean, don't forget, what is today, by the way? Today is the 6th. Yeah, so Bakkt was looking to, have their custody get opened and to put the Bitcoin into these solutions. So that's probably the situation, right? Maybe it could just be Bakkt. But I do want to just point out something really quick, and then we're going to get back to this. You do have Mark Mobius once again talking about Bitcoin. Now, he kind of flips his tune. Sometimes he's sort of positive about it. Other times he's pretty damn negative about it. Well, currently he says that he would be I guess you would say he would be a lot more comfortable with cryptos if they were backed by hard assets like gold. Although that doesn't really make sense. Although there actually is a crypto that's backed by gold now, by Paxos. But check this out. This is what they said, and then we're going to talk about it in just a second.
I mean, we seem to be okay with a lot of fiat currencies that aren't backed by gold. I don't know. I guess it's the full faith and credit of the government, but nothing's backed by gold anymore except ETFs. Or I don't know. I mean, why would...
That's right.
If you needed something backed by gold, why would you have any faith in any fiat currency then?
No, the bottom line is that there's a whole generation of people who have faith in the internet. They have faith in these cryptocurrencies. That's all it takes. The reason why people believe in the US dollar is because they have faith that with dollars in their hands they can buy something. So the degree to which a cryptocurrency can enable you to buy something and you believe that to be the case, then it's fine. But I think people are going to begin to realize that these are very, very risky situations. And by the way, I believe blockchain is a very high risk situation. A lot of people say, oh, blockchain can't be broken into. No, it can be. Anything that's created by man can be broken into, and it could create a big crisis. So I think we have to be very careful with blockchain.
So what do you guys think about that? First of all, he's talking about how he wants it to be backed by gold, but then, hey man, as long as you believe in it, that's cool because it's all about our faith. And then he goes on to say that blockchain probably can be hacked. Well, I mean, maybe, possibly, but in the 10 years of Bitcoin's existence, it's never been hacked. It's been 51% attacked, right? We've had forks, but to my knowledge, the actual network has never been hacked. So just wanted to point that out there. In fact, the hash rate is the highest it's ever been, which means that the network is the strongest that it's ever been. Oh, and just to kind of get back on the topic of gold, yeah, we did have 94,504 Bitcoin that were moved. And actually, if we come over here and look at it on blockchain.com for the transaction and scroll down here, you could see that there was 0.0653 in fees. Now, if we come over here and have a look at 480 Satoshis per byte, the fee totaled around $700 to move over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. $700 to move $1 billion. I think that seems pretty fair. But wait, there's more. Under current conditions, getting a transaction included in the next block, maximum 10 minutes, is just 23 Satoshis per byte, meaning that the $1 billion sender actually overpaid their fees by 20 times. You could have actually moved $1 billion worth of Bitcoin in 10 minutes for about $35. So how's that for being on the most secure network on the planet Earth? Now, if that's not enough positivity for the day, I do want to talk about Jennifer Bailey, Vice President of Apple Pay. You can watch the video right here. Now, although Apple may not be fully on board cryptocurrencies at the moment, she did say, we're watching cryptocurrency. This was on CNN. She said, we think it's interesting and we think it has long-term potential. And Dan Ives, an analyst over at Wedbush Securities, says this would be a major shot in the arm for crypto. Given where Apple strategically is focused, a move into crypto could make sense given its sight on further monetizing its customers over the coming years. Also, there was an interesting thing down here, just super fast. They were talking about people think that using a credit card is actually safer than using Apple Pay, when in reality, it's not. I just thought that was interesting. So check that out, read the article if you want. But talking about Binance, there was something good that came out. So New York regulators have approved the launch of a new crypto developed by Binance that could give Tether, USDT, a run for their money. And this is stablecoin BUSD, which is a Binance US dollar stablecoin pegged to the dollar, and they actually partnered with Paxos on this one. So currently, consumers will be able to buy BUSD and redeem the stablecoin one-to-one on Paxos's platform. Users will also be able to buy BUSD on Binance, trading against Bitcoin, Binance Coin, and XRP. And if that's not enough, I'm just going to end on this post by Nick Szabo. Among many things that affect crypto prices, these stand out recently. He says, as part of the globe slide into recession, short-term speculators tend to sell. Affects Bitcoin, but affects altcoins more. Recessions increase financial risks, causing moves into deeply safe Bitcoin. And he also mentions Monero as well. But I definitely think that is good moving forward. And guys, if you have not seen this Bitcoin rap battle between Hamilton and Satoshi, well, you definitely got to see this. It's pretty cool. And I think clearly Satoshi definitely won. Really awesome. Check this out. It's obviously racking up some views here. It's got over 120,000 views right here. This is over at Rhyme Combinator. I will drop a link below in the description. But that being said, thank you again for coming back to the channel. Hope you're enjoying the start to your weekend. I'm definitely keeping my eyes on this. I mean, we are at some very incredible resistance right now. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, but if Bitcoin does play out, if we're actually able to get this massive move, if we're able to get above this trend line, and if this fractal plays out, then I definitely think we are going to be seeing Bitcoin skyrocketing a lot faster than we thought. And hey, maybe that anonymous 4chan prediction of $16,000 by October will end up playing out after all. Now, I'm not trying to be over bullish, guys. There's always an opportunity and a chance of going lower, okay? But right now, the trend is your friend. The trend is going up, and until we break at least below the 21 exponential moving average, you're not really going to see me being bearish on this channel. So that is it for me today. Let me know what you think. What are you doing? Are you buying? Are you holding? Are you accumulating alts? Are you doing nothing? I'm certainly waiting for that Binance. I want to see what happens on the 12th before I look into any more altcoins. But that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming back to the channel.